On Truth Social, Donald Trump reposted a post from Representative Cory Mills describing why some people support Donald Trump. Attached to the post was a Washington Post opinion article titled, "A Trump Dictatorship is Increasingly Inevitable. We Should Stop Pretending," written by Robert Kagan. If this is not an example of how Donald Trump likes to be seen, is actually excited about the fact that he represents a dictator, that his future presidency would be a dictatorship, then I don't know what is. And while the media continues covering this election as if it's business as usual, there are some of us who are trying to sound the alarm that Donald Trump's dictatorship is what you can look forward to if he was to win the election in November 2024. The choice with Joe Biden is democracy. The choice with Donald Trump is dictatorship. It's not just him retweeting articles, it's him saying the quiet stuff out loud. The idea that he will absolutely 100% bring the Muslim ban back, as he did in the first week of his presidency the first time, banning all Muslims entering the United States until we can work out what is going on, was his reasoning for it. Well, he hasn't yet worked out what is going on. Nothing is going on. It's just xenophobia. Banning Muslims, that's banning 2 billion people around the world from entering the United States because of their Muslim faith, their religion. That in itself is the sign of an authoritarian and of a Christian extremist or Christian nationalist style government. And that's what he's planning for. He's not trying to hide it. He's not trying to brush it under the rug. He's coming out and saying it clearly and decisively, because he knows that his supporters want that. They want a Muslim ban. If you're a Muslim, you might have a different view. And so, how many other clues are out there about Donald Trump's future dictatorship? Well, there's Project 2025, a almost 1,000-page document that has been published on the Project 2025 website. Again, they're not trying to hide it. They're not trying to do it in a subtle way so that, you would really have to dig to find it. It is there, a Heritage Foundation document that has been contributed by over 40 organizations that are on the far right, Christo-fascist and Christian nationalist organizations that are seeking to build the United States in Donald Trump's image, or even another candidate. I mean, if Donald Trump isn't their man, then somebody else could be. I mean, look at Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, a Christian nationalist, somebody who has extremist views about religion, about women, trying to control women, prevent them from accessing their healthcare needs and abortion, but also someone who hates the LGBTQ plus community, doesn't believe trans people have the right to exist, doesn't believe that gay people have the right to exist, trying to pray away the gay. That is an extreme form of Christianity. It is not moderate or regular Christianity by any means. Nobody's criticizing Christians. It is Christian nationalism. It is different. It is militant, and it is separate from the traditional Christian who will love thy neighbor. And please understand the difference. No one is seeking to criticize Christians, but when you have extreme forms of any religion, it can be very dangerous, especially when they don't believe in the separation of church and state. They want to very much bring religion into the heart of government, and that is what this Project 2025 document is all about. And doing away with pillars of American institutions, such as the Judiciary. Trump would rewire the whole system so that he could not be prosecuted, so that he could stay in power beyond 4 years, that he could do away with any of the charges against him and pardon himself effectively, and go after people who have sought to wrong him, or those people like Letitia James or Fani Willis or even Jack Smith. These are the people he will come after if he is in charge, because it'll be his judiciary, as it was when he was president the first time round, weaponizing these organizations that are supposed to be separate as they currently are. And so when you hear Donald Trump presently saying that, they're trying to interfere with the election by trying to prosecute me, to stop me from winning the election, none of that is true. He is simply seeing the judiciary through his own eyes. That's how he ran the judiciary when he was president. Joe Biden, as you know, enables Merrick Garland to operate as a completely separate entity. And anybody who tells you otherwise is just spewing propaganda. But Democrats also want Republicans to understand the value and the importance of democracy. It's not exclusive to Democrats. It's something that everybody benefits from. And it's not guaranteed. It's currently hanging on by a thread. The idea that democracy just happens, well, it just requires everyone to join in, doesn't it? A modern democracy requires people to go to the ballot box, to trust that the electoral system is working, and to recognize that the authorities will count the votes and play by the rules. And Donald Trump threw that out. Donald Trump was the guy who undermined democracy. Before the election, when Trump claimed it was rigged, nobody questioned the American democratic process. It was Donald Trump that broke it, and now he claims he wants to be the one to fix it. Do you understand quite how dangerous this is? He said it in his original speech when he first won the election, saying that the American dream is dead. I alone can fix it. And he's doing the same with elections now. Election system is dead. I alone can fix it. Again, the language of an authoritarian, the language of a wannabe dictator, the language of somebody who does not play by the rules of the democratic process. And so without a democracy, what do we end up with? Well, one man, one solitary man who makes the rules and therefore claims to play by the rules because they're his rules. And that is how Vladimir Putin runs the Kremlin and runs Russia. And that is what we could look forward to under a Trump dictatorship. So be careful what you wish for. Do you want one solitary man to be making all the rules and for the whole country to abide by those? Or do you want somebody who believes in the Constitution, understands the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, who recognizes that the country is bigger than the individual and that we all play our part in creating a functioning democracy? Sadly, Trump has convinced people that the U.S. is not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic. They don't understand that those two things work together, that a republic is a form of democracy, and that we need all of these things to coexist. And to lose them will mean that your version of America will be very different to the one that you grew up in or that your parents grew up in. So do you want the United States to continue to exist as it has? My fear is that because people don't recognize the importance of the institutions of democracy, that they'll be just as thrilled to see them go. And sadly, they will go very quickly if Donald Trump wins a second presidency. I don't speak as a Democrat. I speak as somebody who is vehemently pro-democracy. I grew up as a conservative. My parents were conservatives. But I know the difference between a country that has a functioning democracy and a country that is operated under a dictatorship. And I know what Donald Trump is offering, and I am sounding the alarm, as you should too. Everybody should do their bit to recognize that America is bigger than Trump, and Trump is not America. I'm Anthony Davis. You can hear me every day on the 5-Minute News podcast. Download it wherever you get yours and have me tell you what's happening around the world while you make your morning coffee. You can also catch my videos, my explainer videos, and my weekend show long-form interview program here on the 5-Minute News YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, but also don't forget to join. And by clicking join, from just $2.99 a month, you can become part of the 5-Minute News community. Join me for live Q&As and communicate with me whenever you like as an exclusive member of 5-Minute News.